Hey, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. My name's Johnny Lee, and today is another HELIX video. Something that's it was a subject that come up. I seen somebody talking on one of the forums, and I've been chatting to people about apparently the HELIX sucks at detuning on simple pitch. Apparently you can hear artifacts and it's a bit shit, and you can't use it for chords, and you can't use it live, and I just no. I've been using half step down and full step down since the beginning of time, really. Well, hang on, since the beginning of time, because HELIX it's very good at what it does, and nobody has ever come up to me at the end of a gig, not ever, not once, and said, "I don't believe that your guitar was fully tuned down a whole step there. I also don't believe that you were actually in E flat. I'm offended that you didn't physically tune your guitar." So on that note, I won't be coming back to see you ever again. And you're ugly. Because I play all the posh places. So I just wanted to show you the patch that I use for detuning. We'll get onto the simple pitch in a minute. Tube screaming at the front. There is a little bit of gain on there. I'm using the placated dirty, the usual kind of things that I will do. I'll take the ripple off, up the bias a little bit, play around with the presence, drop the sag. In between the amp and cab is the kinky boost, which is always there. And again, I've kind of started putting this dynamic ambience in between the amp and cab just because I like it. I've changed the cab on this patch as well. I was using the V30s, but I've swapped it for the 412 T75 Moon. Little bit of ping pong, not a lot, just a little bit, because it's not really a screaming lead patch. It doesn't need a shit ton of delay. Retro reel to tidy up the crappiness, and tile on the end. So if I run through these, you'll see the intervals changing here, and you'll see the name of the snapshots changing here, and you can make up your own mind. Not that I care, but you can make up your own mind. You know what I mean? Can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. No further questions, Your Honour. What I will say is, yes, you do have to be careful in dialing it in, because the number one thing to remember is I tend to not play with the sense at all. I just have it as a kind of a standard detune, and the mix is always at 100%. And that works for me. And it's always, 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 by law, the very first thing in the chain. It's got to be the first thing there. If you move it around or whatever, it just goes a little bit chunky. It sounds a little bit wobbly, and nobody likes it. As far as artifacts, these things are never going to be completely perfect, you know. And then you could argue that, well, if you detune your guitar I've got a Chapman ML3 that I use mainly for detuning stuff. You can hear artifacts in intonation being slightly off because you play different, you're pulling notes because the strings are looser. There's a million and one things that you can kind of discuss. So they are your 3 snapshots. You've got a half step, you've got a standard, and you've got a full step down using obviously the separated amp and cab. So if you want to swap that out, you can. It's all completely free. The only thing that I ask is that you subscribe and say something nice in the comments. That's it. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. It was a little bit of a rant, and I will see you next time when I'm in a slightly better mood. I don't want to punch any puppies in the face. Take it easy.